Call to order the City Council meeting for City of East Grand Forks for Tuesday, June 20th. Would City Clerk please call roll?
Mayor Steve Gander.
Here.
Council President Mark Olstead.
Here.
Council Vice President Tim Riopel.
Here.
Council Members Clarence Vetter.
Here.
Ben Pukshavinsky.
Here.
Dale Helms.
Here.
Brian Larson.
Here.
Karen Peterson.
Here.
Does term quorum please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. An open forum, an opportunity of members of the public to address City Council on items not on the current agenda. Items requiring council action may be deferred to staff, boards, and commissions for research and future council agendas if appropriate. Anyone would like to address City Council this time? If you come up, please state your name and your address, please.
I'm Renee Carterell. I live at 525 Demers Avenue.
My name is Nora. I live 10 to all of 4th Avenue.
And I'm here today with a group called Connections, which is an informal group of people in East Grand Forks. And also we have folks from Grand Forks who come over. We meet at the library. And we've been working in partnership with New Hope, which is where Nora is from.
New Hope is a non-profit organization. And we work with
New
Americans, between New Americans and the great community.
Yeah. And we just were coming today to invite all of you to come to the Eid celebration that's going to be held in
June 28th.
June 28th from 4 to 7 at the, what park? Sherlock Park. That's what I couldn't remember, Sherlock Park. And so we really welcome what we're trying to do, the Connections Group and New Hope, is to bring community members together, because we know that sometimes we get in our silos and then we don't have a lot of interaction. So we hope that you'll come out and join the community and have some fun with New Hope and the Connections Group.
Please say the hours once more.
4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
4 to 7. Thank you.
Yeah. On Wednesday the 28th, yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll move on to approval of minutes. Consider approving the minutes of the council meeting for June 6, 2023.
Move.
Who moved? Mr. Helms?
Second.
Mr. Vetter seconds. Any questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Pukshavinsky.
Yes.
Riopel.
Yes.
Helms.
Yes.
Olstead.
Yes.
Larson.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Vetter.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Scheduled bid lettings, there is none. Scheduled public hearings, there is none. Move on to the consent agenda. Items under the consent agenda will be adopted with one motion. However, council members request individual items to be pulled. They may like 2 through 4 pulled. Not entertain a motion of 2 through 4.
Move 2 through 4.
Moved by Riopel.
Second.
Second by Larson. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Pukshavinsky.
Yes.
Riopel.
Yes.
Helms.
Yes.
Olstead.
Yes.
Larson.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Vetter.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Acknowledge a receipt of reports of officer boards and commissions. Number 5, regular meeting minutes of Water, Light, Power, and Building Commission for May 17th of 2023. Move on to communication. The city has been notified that there will be a change in how glass is being accepted as a recyclable. Changes will not be taking place until August 1st, and the representatives from Countrywide will be attending the July 13th work session to educate the council and community on the changes and give reminders on best practices for recycling. So if someone's watching this and they want to ask a question, come to the July 13th meeting. So appreciate it. Old business, there's none. We'll move on to new business. Number 7, consider adopting resolution 23-06-41, formally requesting $7.379 million to be included in the 2024 bonding bill for the East Grand Forks Recreation Facility Reinvestment Project. Is there a motion? Move. Moved by Riopel.
Second.
Second by Larson. Any questions or discussion? I see none. Roll call, please.
Pukshavinsky.
Yes.
Riopel.
Yes.
Helms.
No.
Olstead.
Yes.
Larson.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Vetter.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Number 8, consider adopting resolution 23-06-42, rejecting the bids that were open on May 31st, 2023 for the city 2023 city project number 2, Lefay Park improvements. Is there a motion? Move. Moved by Vetter.
Second.
Second by Helms. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Pukshavinsky.
Yes.
Riopel.
Yes.
Helms.
Yes.
Olstead.
Yes.
Larson.
Yes.
Peterson.
Yes.
Vetter.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Number 9, consider approving the renewal agreement of mutual aid and fire and emergency services between the City of East Grand Forks and Grand Forks Air Force Base and authorize the fire chief to execute the agreement. Moved by Helms.
Second.
Second by Riepel. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Pakshavinsky?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Larson?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Vetter?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Number 10, consider approving the on-sale weekday and on-sale Sunday liquor license renewal for the Spud Junior located at 302 Demers Avenue, East Grand Forks. Moved by Helms.
Second.
Second by Larson. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Pakshavinsky?
Yes.
Riepel?
Yes.
Helms?
Yes.
Olsted?
Yes.
Larson?
Yes.
Peterson?
Yes.
Vetter?
Yes.
Motion is carried. Number 11, consider approving the purchase of a jetter truck from Flexible Pipe Tool Company for a total of $293,085.25. Is there a motion?
Move.
Moved by Riepel.
Second.
Second by Vetter. Questions or discussion? Mr. Stordahl.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a little bit, I talked about some of the operational stuff with the truck that the city takes care of as far as sewer backups and other. There's kind of 4 main things that we use the truck for. One is the sewer backups for sanitary sewer. We also use it when we have large rainfalls to clean catch basin barrels that might get debris and stuff in there. We use it to clean the bridge joints on the Minnesota Avenue Bridge. And then during flood cleanup, the roads that are on the wet side of the levee to clean those catch basins and stuff like that. We also have used it as a spray the last few years as our spray truck, water truck for spraying activity in town. But over the last 3 years, we've had 30 sewer backups. Not all of them have been like major damage, but enough that we get called in the middle of the night or whatnot to clean. So if you take that 10 times, divide it over, and so it'd be 10 times annually. And then I divide the hours of the truck. We run at about 66 hours a year. And if you take that, I got some prices from 3 different contractors and use that 10 times a year at 66 hours average. It would come out to about $51,361.90 a year for that. If you take our new truck price, if we purchase it, and just divide the price, just flat out dividing it, it would come to about $14,654. On top of that, another reason why it's probably a good idea for us to have our own jetter truck is that these contractors talk about if we had that's best case scenario, if we had a 5-year contract with them. They guarantee a 4-hour minimum time frame when they would be here in 4 hours. But in 4 hours, a lot can happen. We stopped the majority of those 30 backups before they caused any significant damage in any place. So time is of the essence too, and that's a big thing to take into consideration as well. So.
Larson.
Yeah, question for you, Mr. Stordahl. Could you walk us through the city's liability on a backed up sanitary sewer line, be it a city main? If we're damaging private property, how does that cost analysis figure into the purchasing of a truck rather than relying on a rental outfit?
Yes, thank you. So each case is a little bit different, but the city's liability is so the resident per ordinance is responsible for their service line from their home to our main line and the connection of the main line. So if there's any issues in that portion of it, the city is not liable for anything. If there's a blockage in the sewer main itself, that doesn't necessarily mean the city's liable for that blockage either. That's where the insurance adjuster comes in and reviews where the blockage was and whether or not the city is at fault. And I didn't get a chance to talk with the guy that typically is the city's adjuster, but I was going to try to talk to him and see if there's any benefit in his eyes of having our own jetter truck and how significant that would be as well. But I never got an answer. So
Thank you.
Mr. Helms.
Mr. Stordahl, that truck was up on 20th yesterday, I think. Is that something that you would be doing now instead of them up there, or do you,
No,
will you still need to hire those people sometimes to do stuff?
Yeah, all these times I'm talking about are not, the times I'm referring to here, the 10 times a year, the bridge cleaning, all that type of stuff, that's all done in-house. The stuff that you saw is our annual sewer cleaning. We contract that out every year for a fifth of the city every year. So, and that's a suggestion by the League of Minnesota Cities to do a quarter of the city a year.
Anybody else have any questions? All right, roll call, please.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Helms,
Yes.
Olsted,
Yes.
Larson,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Better.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Number 12, consider approving the street repairs on James Avenue and 2nd Street Northeast to be completed by H&S Construction for a total of $130,039. Is there a motion?
Move.
Moved by Helms.
Second.
Second by Better. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Helms,
Yes.
Olsted,
Yes.
Larson,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Better.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Move on to claims. Consider authorizing the interim city administrator to issue payment of recommended bills and payroll.
Move.
Moved by Helms.
Second.
Second by Larson. Questions or discussion? Roll call, please.
Pakshavinsky,
Yes.
Riepel,
Yes.
Helms,
Yes.
Olsted,
Yes.
Larson,
Yes.
Peterson,
Yes.
Better.
Yes.
Motion is carried. Mayor Gander.
Thanks, Mr. President. It was January 1st, 1863. Henry Tweet and I were only 12 years old. 1863. The American Civil War was raging, and in the middle of it all, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed the slaves in all rebellious Confederate states. It took a while for the word to travel across the U.S. in those days, and surprisingly, it was over 2 years later when the word reached the state of Texas. It was carried by Major General Gordon Granger and roughly 2,000 Union troops. It made it clear that slavery was outlawed in the state of Texas, and all slaves were to be freed immediately. That was on June 19, 1865, about 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation that declared their independence. Can you imagine living in slavery for an additional 2.5 years just because you didn't know you were free? Well, the Civil War ended on April 9th of 1865. The 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which ended slavery in every state in the Union, was ratified on December 6th of 1865. Well, by now you know that's the history of our newest holiday, Juneteenth. If you would have asked me even a week ago, I would have told you it sounded like a holiday for strange people who could not move on from slavery. But I've come to believe it's a holiday for people who appreciate freedom. It's for all of us. I've gotten to know lots of recent Somali immigrants who appreciate the freedom, equality, and opportunity we have here in the U.S. more than most of us who grew up here. I also know lots of people who live as if they were in slavery, unaware of the opportunities that they have. So I challenge each one of us as we think of Juneteenth to consider the arbitrary limits that we've placed on ourselves, even as we double down on freedom, equality, and opportunity for everyone. I've been sent to spread the message. You're free. Thanks.
Mr. Benner.
I don't have anything, thank you.
Mr. Pachivinsky.
Nothing today, thanks.
Mr. Riepel.
Just one thing, I think we need to get a new joke writer for the mayor, because that first one kind of took a bomb there.
It seemed like it.
It did.
Could be the audience.
Yes. That's it.
Anything else?
Nothing.
Just Mr. Helms.
Thank you. Just drink lots of water out there on these hot days.
Ms. Peterson.
Nothing, thank you.
Ms. Larson.
Nothing to add, thank you.
Mr. Goldsted.
Mr. Riepel said it all.
Mr. Emery.
I have nothing.
See, he thought the same thing.
Anything from department heads? Chief Bushy.
Thank you, Council President and Council. Tonight I'd like to introduce two of our firefighters to you. Austin Cooley, Parker Anderson. They just completed their 1-year probation and they did it successfully. They met all of our expectations and probably exceeded some of them. So I'd like to publicly congratulate each of them. Job well done, man.
When he does it, you have to talk.
I gave them 5-minute limit.
Did they get their workout last night then? I say, did you get your workout last night then?
I did.
Anything else from the department heads? It's not entertain a motion to adjourn. Moved by Holmes.
Second.
Second by Venner. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried, means adjourned.
I wanted to let Clarence do it. We knew